Hello friends, welcome to the official YouTube page of Everest IAS Academy. So today we are going to discuss the December 28, 2019 of the Hindu newspaper analysis from the UPSc Prelims 2020 point of view. So let's go into the video friends. So the first article which is very important for the preliminary examination is winged visitors flock to Pulicat with bird watchers in tow. So basically they are in this article they are discussing about the annual Flamingo festival which is going to happen in Nellore district of Andhra Pradesh in the Pulicat Lake. Friends, if you see in this picture, these are the flamingo birds. So actually what happens is that these flamingo birds are usually they will be available near the coastal areas. So in those areas they will come as a migratory bird. So here they will come in large numbers during this season. What happens is that they come from other countries during these areas. Since they come in large numbers, there people are actually conducting this flamingo festival during this time. So as we have discussed, this annual Flamingo festival is happening in Nellore district. Friends, from the preliminary point of view, we need to understand only one thing. Under the environmental section, there is a greater chance for them to ask about migratory birds. So under the migratory birds section, all these birds come under migratory birds only. So just have a glimpse of all these birds. If you see in the options, you just go for it. So the migratory birds are black-tailed godwit, Kentish plover, and then painter storks. This the UPSC they have already asked this question in the preliminary examination. Painter storks come under the category of migratory birds. Even in NCERTs they are clearly mentioned, friends. And other birds are pelicans, greyhounds, and then northern pintails, black-winged stills, common teal, seagulls is very important bird, friends. Then terns, sandpipers, and then common coots. So what happens is that this Pulicat Lake it actually supports a rich biodiversity and it has a high biomass of fishes also. In addition, friends, some of the endangered species which they have listed in the article, so just in that one storks species is coming. There is open-billed storks and grey pelicans, spoonbills, white ibis, night herons, and then little cormontas. So just have a look at these birds, friends. Suppose if there is a chance, if they ask means just go for it, because usually they will ask some of the popular migratory birds only, like flamingos and then painted stork and this pelican species. You just kindly remember these birds, friends. So next article from the editorial and open-end article, if you see, friends, so only two articles are important. One is regarding this economic stagnation, another is regarding this chief of defense staff appointment. Remaining articles are not that much important. So let's go and discuss these two articles from the preliminary point of view. Friends, this article, how not to counter economic stagnation. Basically, this article is written by one of the most renowned economists of India. So 2 days before also we saw an article that was written by our previous RBI Governor and Chief Economic Advisor, that is C. Rangarajan. And this article is also one of the most very important articles. Each and every line in these articles is very crucial, friends. For the main examination as well as for the interview also, you can use these views while explaining the answer. So let's go and discuss this. So basically what he is saying is that he is talking about the economic slowdown which is happening in the country, which he refers as a recession in the unorganized sector. So what he is saying is that so the government has to now take the lead in the economy. So initiating whatever the slowdown has been happening, the government only can arrest that. Why? Because the private sector has actually lost its confidence and it is also investing less due to the economic slowdown happening in the country. So the initiative has to come from the government side. But the problem is what he is saying is that due to the slowdown, even government's tax revenue collection has been deeply affected. Then what happens? Now the government is doing some kinds of disinvestment of the public sector public sector organizations. So what happens here also, those shares, whatever the money comes from the disinvestment, they are not shared with any of the states. So states are also having a huge shortfall in their resources. Then what he is saying is that now the government is left out with going for increasing the GST rates only. Why? Because direct tax collection has already, it has been slowed down. Now what happens for the indirect tax, if you focus, means if the GST rates are increased, means what this author is mainly saying, it will actually lead to again inflation, because already we are facing a food inflation in the country, and this will increase the price of the goods and services in the country, and that will lead to increase inflation condition, and that will again aggravate the slowdown and shortfall in revenues. In addition, what he is saying, income tax rate slabs also cannot be revised, because if we are going for higher tax slabs, Now what happens is that the individuals will be paying actually higher tax rate when compared to corporates. There we are having this problem also. So what this author is finally saying, the government is actually focusing much on the corporate sector, where the corporate tax has been brought down from 30% to 25% and 22% upon some categories. And for newly opened startup companies after September 2019, they have made the corporate taxes 15% also. So he is saying is that instead of focusing too much on the corporate tax rate, the government can focus the problem where it is coming. The author is saying the problem is mainly in the unorganized sector. Friends, we should know what is an unorganized sector. Unorganized sector are nothing but all those small shops which we see on the streets, which don't come under the tax net, and they employ actually less than 10 level, like 10 employees. So those organizations we call it as unorganized sector. So what happens is that the government should go and focus on that. Why he is saying? Because in the official data which we are calculating, unorganized sector are not actually accounted for. If we account it, the economy is in a recession. Friends, we have already said our chief Rangarajan, the chief economic expert, he also already said our Indian economy is in a state of 2008 to 9 like economic recession. Again, like Arun Kumar sir, he is also repeating the same thing, that economy is in a state of recession. So what he is saying is that the only thing we can go for a relaxation of fiscal deficit further and boost the extra resources, use it to invest in the unorganized sector. So that the government can do now and work on the slowdown or crisis which is happening in the country. So next article is decisive shift. This we have already discussed it much in detail, friends. So Chief of Defence Staff will bring about synergy between the three armed forces, that is Army, Navy and Defence Force, and he will be part of the member of the Defence Acquisition Council, which acquires the defence weapons. And only thing is where he will not have control is he cannot do any capital acquisition scheme, and one more thing is he cannot do any actually military command like decision cannot be done. So this we have discussed already, and he is also member of the Department of the Military Affairs. So this will improve the jointness in the operation, and only thing what this author is saying is that as of now, till now, the only jointness where these armed forces they have experienced in reality means it happens during the phase of training when they were studying in National Defence College or at the Wellington College. Other than that, now because of this, Chief of Defence Staff has a huge responsibility to bring the jointness and synergy in operation. That's what this author is saying, friends. So next article is fuel to the fire. Here basically they are talking about the NRC, National Register of Citizens, as we refer to. This is actually being done based upon the cut-off date as March 24, 1971, based upon the Assam Accord. So due to the Supreme Court judgment, this NRC was done, exercise was conducted in the state of Assam. And what happened is that there many of the citizens were, some of them are identified as citizens, and remaining lot of them, actually what happens is that 19 lakhs were left out as illegal migrants due to lack of documents. So what this article is saying is that this NRC is actually shifting the burden of proving the citizenship upon the citizens rather than upon the government. So that is actually a problematic area. That's what this author is saying. Next article is compulsory renewal of OCI card goes. Basically regarding the preliminary examination point of view, we need to understand the Overseas Citizenship Act in detail, friends. That also we will discuss now. So this article is saying the Union government actually has relaxed. Previously what happens is that the OCI citizenship status is given means there are citizens who will be less than 20 years of age and who will be above 50 years of age, and whenever our government issues a fresh passport design or something, all these people in this age group have to come and renew their passport, and then they have to go. So this created a problem. Not the government has now relaxed. That's what this article is about. But let's go and study the basics. What this Warship Citizenship Act? They are nothing but Warship Citizenship of India. They are actually immigration status we are giving to them. Basically, they will be a citizen of a foreign country. Only thing is they should not be a citizen of two countries, especially Pakistan and Bangladesh. Other than that, all the people citizen who have the Indian origin status, they can come here and live and work in India indefinitely. This was actually introduced as part of Citizenship Amendment Act 2005 during the UPA 1 government time period. And once a citizen is given this OCA status means they will not have actually right to vote, or they cannot have any constitutional office post, or they cannot buy any agricultural or plantation properties. So this we have discussed reference. Now the government has relaxed, and one more thing is OCA card holders as of now the rights what they have is they have given free multiple entry. They can come and any number of times to India, and they can be in India also. Only and one more thing is they are also exempted also from reporting to the police. So these are all the positive things we brought for the beneficial of overseas citizenship of India. So next article is personal queries directly linked to establishing citizenship. Basically this article was it was reported in the background of the Citizenship Amendment Act. Basically this NPR exercise now the government is going to do in our country to assess collect the citizenship residential status of the country. Basically they will identify the residents who have stayed for past 6 months and intends to stay for the next 6 months. Based on that they will identify the resident of the country. Now what happens is that as part of NPR exercise, as government has introduced in additional details such as date of birth, place of birth, parents citizenship status also. So, and one more thing regarding this only, there was one Supreme Court judgment that was regarding the it was challenged by the Assam government. That time what the Supreme Court has said, whenever a question is asked about a person's place of birth, date of birth, his parents place of birth and their citizenship status, when it is asked, those data can be used to identify the citizenship status of a person. So this is where the problem lies. So once the NPR is prepared now, based upon the extra data which the government is collecting, then when they will go and use the cut-off date. Based on that they will go for the NRC exercise. Upon that they will classify citizens and illegal migrants. So this is where the problem lies. In illegal migrants, Muslim communities will be given a discriminatory status due to the new Citizenship Amendment Act. That's why they are protecting in large numbers across the country, friends. So the NPR, one thing is it also takes into account of the foreign citizens who are residing in India. And based upon the Citizenship Act only, we are having that it is clearly specified collection for the population register would be used in the preparation of the NRC, that is National Register of Citizens. So this is specified in the Act only. So government can do it anytime without bringing in any other extra legislation. So next article is gross NPA may rise to 9.9%. So this is very important article, friends. From the preliminary point of view, we should know the basics of non-performing assets. That also we will discuss. Basically, they are saying is that non-PA will again increase it. It is based upon an RBI report, and it is saying we should revive the consumption and investment engines in the country. So, friends, as we know, what is a non-performing asset? This is nothing but any loan or advance which we give for that the principal or interest payment, if they didn't pay for a period of 3 months, then we call it as a non-performing asset. And these are further classified into standard, substandard, doubtful and last. Standard is nothing but up to a period of 3 months. After the period of 3 months, if it is not paid, then it is a standard NPA. But if the substandard assets means it has remained NPA for a period less than or equal to 1 year, that is 12 months means 1 year. So up to 1 year means we will give the category of substandard assets. And a doubtful assets means those assets which are remained in the substandard asset category only for a period of another 1 year, then we call it as doubtful. And the last asset means nothing but that asset is that value is continuation as a bankable asset itself, it has no value. So next article is commercial trial runs begins on freight corridor. Basically they are discussing about dedicated freight corridor which came into operation partially that was opened between Rewari in Haryana to Madar in Rajasthan. So let's discuss this, friends. So according to the Indian Railways, they are building 2 freight corridors. That is the eastern dedicated freight corridor. Second one is the western dedicated freight corridor. So from the preliminary point of view as well as from the mains point of view, these two has to be studied. So let's understand the basics. What we mean by dedicated freight corridor means they are used to carry loads. So they are nothing but flight only railway lines. So only for carrying goods such railways will be operated dedicatedly, and that happens in the case of they are located in the northern area of the country. So between the eastern and western coasts will be linked. So as part of eastern dedicated freight corridor, this is built by the Indian Railways only, and it will run between Ludhiana in Punjab. So it basically connects Punjab with West Bengal, Ludhiana to Dankuni. So these two places kindly remember, friends, because preliminary examination they will ask these facts only. As part of western freight corridor, we are connecting Dadri, that is in near Delhi, that is in UP. We are connecting it to Mumbai port, that is Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust port. So this we can like explain with the help of map also. Kindly see friends, this is Ludhiana in Punjab. We are connecting it with Dankuni in Western Bengal. This forms part of Eastern Freight Corridor. And see the length friends, Eastern Freight Corridor is 1839, Western is little lesser. So Eastern is lengthwise it is more, and the Western Freight Corridor it connects from Dadri, that is near UP, and it comes near Mumbai, that is Jawaharlal Nehru Port Trust. Thank you friends, and kindly subscribe to our channel. If you have any doubts, kindly post your doubts in the comment section.